guys, today we are going to be playing with a package that I got from Alter Ego yesterday, and I'm excited because they came out with 2 new palettes. If you guys don't know who Alter Ego is as a brand, they are a dupe brand. They usually come out with like dupes for Natasha Denona palettes, at least for now. I don't know if they plan on, duping other brands in the future, but basically both of these palettes are dupe for Natasha Denona. This is a very affordable brand. These palettes both retail for $16, which is insane. Like, I think all of Alter Ego's palettes, maybe except for one. I am on their PR list, so they did send me these, and I have had nothing but good experiences with their palettes. I think that for the price, their quality is impeccable, and they do such a good job at just emulating formulas that are in the actual palettes. Now, since I don't have all the Natasha Denona palettes, I haven't been able to compare them side by side, but they definitely do a really good job at trying to get as close as possible. So I'm excited. Let me show you the palettes that they sent me. We're only going to use one of these today because I'm the most excited about this one. This is the Bloom palette. This is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Love palette. They came out last year, I think, for Valentine's Day. And when they first sent me the pictures of this palette and I looked at it, I could not put my fingers on what the dupe palette for this was. And as soon as they said it, I was like, of course. I'm so stupid. I should have known that straight off the bat. So this is the palette that we're going to be using today, and I'm excited because this is a very cutesy, very kind of pink, but still kind of dark color story, and I like that a lot. So I do have a look in mind that I think I want to do today, hence why I'm wearing all pink and stuff, because this palette is very Valentine's-y, and I'm excited to dig into this and see what it's all about. They also sent me their other new palette here, which is called the Canyon palette, which when you see this, you'll understand why I'm a little bit I don't know if I want to do anything with it or if I just want to keep it new and give it to someone else. But here's what the palette looks like. So this is a dupe for the, is it the Bronze palette? I'm not really sure, but it's obviously a very, very, very neutral palette. It doesn't have a lot of mattes. It has actually it does have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mattes, but this is just not my kind of color story. I could do a look with this if you guys really wanted to, but I know for myself that this is a palette that I will film one video with or I will do one look with for Instagram, and I'm never going to touch this palette again. And it's not because it's probably not good quality, it's just because this color story just yawns me so much. I can't help it. This is not me. You guys know this is not me, so I haven't really decided what I want to do with this. I'm not going to swatch it in this video because I do want to keep it new. I'm trying to be better at not trying everything that comes in PR and everything that comes into my collection if I don't think it's something that I'm going to be reaching for again, unless it's something that is very requested to review, if you want to call it that. But I just don't know if this is it. I would rather give this away to someone new and have them have the experience of using it new than me swatching it, using it once, and then giving it away. So I think that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. Let me know down below if you want me to do anything with it, but there's probably going to be so many people who are either buying this or getting this in PR who are going to do looks with it and reviewing it, and I can honestly say that for $16 without even having tried this is probably worth the money. So I'm gonna keep this new, and I feel kind of bad about it, but the color story is just very boring for me because it's not my aesthetic at all. So I'm gonna put this aside. I'm not going to touch this, but I am going to do a look, like I said, with the Bloom palette. Blooms, not Bloom, multiples. So we're gonna do a look with this today, and I'm quite excited about it. So I just swatched this palette, and I'll pop up the swatches now so you can see them, and I have some thoughts. Some of the shimmers swatched very strangely. I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like they picked up well on the finger, but they didn't transfer onto my skin very well. So definitely gonna have to use some kind of a glitter primer or some kind of a sticky base for them to, really be able to stick onto. There was one shade in this palette that I was like, really? That's the one? I swatched it and then I went to swatch something else and I was like, wait, what's the one that I just swatched? So this one right here, this one looks like a very dark purple, and it feels very nice and creamy. It looks very different on the finger. It's almost like it just doesn't pick up. Do you see the difference? I wonder if something went wrong with that shade. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if it's gotten hard pan already or what is going on here, but it doesn't transfer the way that it should. So not sure what the deal with that is, but I'm still excited to test this out, so that's what we're gonna go ahead and do. I also don't have a lot of face products on. I have my foundation, concealer, and powder and brows, because they also sent me their new brush set, which I'm very excited about this. This comes with a pouch, as you can see, and then you have the brushes inside, which this is an amazing value if you're looking for affordable brushes and an affordable brush set. This was $26 including the bag, so I mean, that's very, very affordable. And there's a couple of face brushes in here that I am very intrigued by, and I'm excited to test these out because these are on the smaller side, which I like. You guys know how much I go on about like
all the brushes are always too big for me because I have a small face.
So we're gonna test out some of these and do some bronzer and blush and highlighter and stuff like that. So I think we're gonna go ahead and let's just start with that because I kind of know what I want to do for my eyes anyway. Since this color story, I can't really mess up my face too much. So let's go ahead and start with bronzer. I'm going to use the one that I've been loving lately. This is the Ofra and Samantha Mart collab. I did get this sent in PR from Ofra, and I'm going to use this small brush here. This is probably more of a contour brush, but I like a very precise application with my bronzer. I can't stand using like super big fluffy brushes for my bronzer that covers my whole face because I don't want bronzer all over my face. So this is the number 4 brush. I don't know if these brushes are sold individually or just as a set. Also, I do have a code with Alter Ego. I forgot to say that in the beginning. It is an affiliate code, meaning I do make a commission. It's net 10, I think. I will leave it down in the description box if you want to go check anything out, but I'm gonna go ahead and just swirl my brush into this bronzer and make sure I tap this off nicely and just kind of start applying this where it is that I want it to be. This is such a nice size brush. I really like this, and this would be amazing for something like cream contour or just contour in general, but since I don't really contour, I just use bronzer. I'm just gonna kind of use this the way that I would use a contour brush, but this is really nice. These brushes are super nice and soft, and for the price, I mean, honestly, you can't really beat it. These kind of remind me a little bit of the BH Cosmetics brushes, which I love their brushes. Their quality is amazing, and they have some really nice brush sets as well, and this seems to be pretty much of the same quality, and I really like that. I think I can see myself getting a lot of use out of this brush, and if you are someone who is looking for, like I said, a contour brush or something like that, it could also probably be nice for like a very dense highlighting brush. If you want a very, very intense highlighter, I feel like a brush like this would be really nice. I'm not gonna go too crazy with bronzer today because I do want this to be mostly a blush heavy look because we're gonna be using so many pinks and stuff that I feel like having a lot of pink blush would just look really cute. And I think I'm also going to do some freckles today because with the color story that we have to work with, I just think that that would look really, really fun. I really like this. I like this brush a lot so far, and I'm super excited about this brush. This is the brush that I'm the most excited about. This is an angled brush. This is the number 3. This is going to be perfect for blush, and the size of this brush, love it. Love it. Can't wait. What blush do I want to use? Something pink. I know that much. Gonna go with this one. This is one of my favorite pink blushes. This is from Lancome. It's the shade Smile and Blush. This is more of a luminous blush. I did get this sent in PR through Octoly 2 years ago, or is it a year and a half ago or something, but I love this. So I'm gonna go ahead and just, oh, I love this brush too. That is awesome. I really like this. Oh, and I love this blush so much. It's so easy to apply, and it's one of those blushes that you can build up, but the more you build it up, the better it looks, and you just cannot go wrong with it. This brush would also be really nice for contour or for bronzer. I really like angled brushes for both kind of face products, but especially for blush, I just feel like it works so well. Gonna go ahead and do some freckles real quick. This is my Lime Crime Freckle Pen in the shade Amber. I did get a couple of questions on this one drying out because they said they had heard a lot of people say that this dries out, but I've had mine for, I don't even know how long now, March maybe, and I use it quite often. I used it all the time in the beginning, like pretty much every time I did my makeup, and I haven't been doing it as much lately, but this is still fine and I'm not having any problems at all with it drying out. I do store it upside down though, so that like the ink inside of it kind of flows into the tip. I don't know if that's helped. I'm not like laying it down. I feel like maybe that would make it dry out a little bit quicker. I don't really know, but I haven't had any problems at all with mine drying out, and I feel like I'm still quite far away from having to buy another one, which I absolutely will when it dries out because I just love it. I just think that, I don't know, I think I suit freckles. I don't know what it is, but I just think it looks really cute. So that's gonna be it for the face. I do need to do some highlighter, but I don't have a highlighting brush actually. I could use this. This is an eyeshadow brush. You guys know I love using like big fluffy eyeshadow brushes for my highlighter because I like a pretty precise application with that as well. And I also just find that blending brushes kind of distribute highlighters pretty nicely. So let's go ahead and get into the palette. I'm going to prime my eyes with my Natasha Denona eyeshadow base. Of course, they also did send me their eyeshadow primer, which I have already, and I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's not my favorite primer, so I'm not going to use it, especially trying out a new palette here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and prime with this. And I'm gonna use this brush to just blend this out with. This is the number 7 brush. It's kind of a long, flat shading brush, I guess you would call it, but this is really nice for blending out eyeshadow primer. Man, someone just played a 149-point word against me in Scrabble. I'm gonna lose this game, that's for sure. So let's take a look at the palette and see what I want to do. I think I want to use definitely this shade in my crease and then blend it out with either this one or this one. Maybe use a little bit of both. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe let's do this in the inner portion of my crease and this in the outer portion and then deepen it up with this shade. I was looking at the blending brushes trying to find one that I wanted to use, but honestly, they're all just like too big for my eyes. Like this could probably be used to like gently blend the edges. This one is just too big for my eye, and then there's one here that's kind of an angle brush. This would be really nice for like packing in the outer corner, so maybe I'll use that for that or underneath my eye. There's a couple of nice like lid brushes for me, so I'm probably going to use those, but these two are a little bit too big. These will be probably highlighting brushes for me, which is totally fine. So I'm going to take my trustworthy Rephr number 13 brush and I'm going to dip into the shade here called Peony. Just gonna start by packing that in the inner portion of my creaser. This is a beautiful color. I love a nice kind of baby pink. I think it just looks so cute, especially along with these other colors. That's really nice. I'm gonna take that about halfway through my crease or so, and then I will use one of the other mattes on the outer portion. I'm also gonna take this under my eye in the same exact spot here, just so we can get it to be symmetrical. It's symmetrical, is that the right word? I'm not really sure if that's exactly what symmetrical means. Symmetrical would be the same on both sides, not underneath and on the top. I don't really know. But I'm gonna take a little bit of this like right here as well. So that looks really cute. I'm gonna go into the shade here called Rose, which is a beautiful pink. It looks a bit red and pan, but I can imagine it leaning a little bit pink, but we'll see. I kind of hope that it's more on the pink side because it will just kind of go more with this color story. Let's see, how do I feel about this? Is this a red or is this a pink? I think it leans a little bit pink. I don't know, it's pretty close to being a true kind of light red, which I like that a lot. It's a really, really cute color. Just taking that in the outer portion of my crease here, and I'm also going to take it underneath my eye in the same spot. Just kind of blending these two colors in together ever so slightly so we get a bit of a gradient here, but that looks really, really nice. This is blending out beautifully. I really like this color. Now that I see it next to that pink a little bit more, it definitely feels like it's leaning more on the pink side rather than red, but I really like these two colors together. That is super cute. Really like that. So to deepen this up, I'm going to take the shade here called Violet, and I'm just going to put that in the outer corner of my eye and a little bit into my crease as well. So we'll see how this layers. I'm just going to start in the outer corner and then build this up to the intensity that I want, and then I will try to blend it into my crease a little bit here. I'm going to keep this mostly on the outer corner of my eye. And so far this is looking really, really nice. Gonna take a little bit of this underneath my eye just so I can connect the outer corner with my lower lash line. I find that that really helps to kind of pull the whole eye look together if you have the darkest shade kind of wrapped around ever so slightly in the outer corner here. Honestly, this is making me want that Natasha Denona palette just to kind of see what it's like because I really like these colors together. I think this looks so cute. Like, I feel really pretty already. So let's see, what do I want to do on my lid? I definitely want to use a couple of these shades. I'm thinking I want to use this one in the front portion. This one's swatched very sheerly as well, so it definitely seems more like a topper, but I think with a glitter primer it's going to really pop. So what do I want to do like on the middle of my lid? I want to do something that's going to blend nicely into this one, obviously, so I'm thinking maybe something like this would look good. I could even use the shade that was kind of iffy when I tried to pick it up on my brush here. But I think I'm just going to go with this one. I am first going to put down some of my NYX glitter primer though. So I'm going to take that on this brush here, which is the number 8 brush. This is a very slick brush, so I probably wouldn't use this to try to pick up a shimmer unless I had glitter primer on it because it's so slick that it's not going to really pick it up because it's like so slick. Wow, my vocabulary today is not very good, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put that glitter primer all over my lid where I want the shimmers to go. Not gonna make it into a half cut crease or anything like that. I'm just gonna kind of plop that right on top of the lid. And then with the same side of my sticky brush here, I'm gonna take the shade, what did I say? This one. Let's see, what side is my glitter primer on? I'm just gonna kind of pick up some of this on the brush here, which picks up beautifully because my brush is sticky, which is one of the reasons why I love using the glitter primer so much. And if you're wondering why I say glitter primer instead of glitter glue, is because they have, I think NYX has two different ones, and the one that I'm using is the glitter primer and not the glitter glue. I have no idea what the difference is, but everyone seems to use this and say that this one is the best, and I bought it and I love it, so I'm just gonna keep using it. If you guys know what the difference between the two is, let me know. I would love to know, but I feel like it's kind of the same thing. I do like the glitter primer from NYX more than I like the glitter glue from Too Faced though. I don't really know exactly what the difference is, but I feel like the shadows just look better on the lid. So this isn't normally a color that I would gravitate towards, but I think that with these other colors in the palette, they go very nicely together. Just kind of blending this into my outer corner here, and then I would go back over it with a little bit of that matte after to make sure that the blend is looking good. But I really like this. It's not the most intense and metallic and shiny and foiled shimmer, but it's a shimmer and it's looking quite good. So let's see. For the inner portion, like I was saying, I'm gonna take the shade here called Petunia, which is definitely a duochrome. I see kind of a peachy shade here, and it's like pink now, so it's like a peach to pink. It looks really nice. Just gonna put that in the front portion of my lid. Hopefully my glitter primer is still a little bit tacky there. I feel like this shade would probably look a little bit better if I sprayed it and tried to foil it. It's definitely on the sheer side, so like I was saying, it's more of a topper kind of thing. Let me actually go ahead and spray this a little bit just so I can kind of see the difference here. I feel like this is going to make it a little bit more opaque. Yeah, for sure, that made a big difference. Some shadows look better with a glitter primer and some shadows just look better when they're foiled. I think this is definitely one of those that look better when they're foiled. Yeah, that looks really, really nice. One thing I feel like this palette is missing, which I can't really say that this palette is missing because it's a dupe, but one thing that I feel like the Natasha Denona palette is missing, I guess I would say, is kind of a white to pink duochrome in our highlight shade. I feel like that would really make everything come together, because right now I don't have an inner corner shade, so I'm gonna have to pull from somewhere else, but I think that's fine. So this is going to be it for the shadows. I feel like everything performed very well. Oh, actually, I'm gonna take a little bit more of that dark shade that we used in the crease, this one right here, and just make sure that the outer corners are looking good before I do anything else, because sometimes I forget this step and it honestly makes a huge difference. So I'm just gonna kind of dab this a little bit just right over the outer corners. This is layering so nicely over that shimmer as well. Okay, I like this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish off my eyes and I will come back and we can do some highlighter together and probably an inner corner shade, but I'm just gonna do some white probably in my waterline and some mascara, and I'll be right back. All right, so this is where I'm at. I do want to do some inner corner highlight as well as some highlighter, and I'm going to use a eyeshadow for both. This is Red Giant from Terra Moons. This is one of the iridescent chameleons, and I'm gonna go ahead and take that on one of the brushes in this set. This is a small pencil brush. It's the number 11 brush. I am gonna go ahead and spray this a little bit because I do want this to be nice and intense. This is such a cool kind of iridescent red inner corner highlight, or just whatever you want to use it for, but look at how intense this is. It definitely comes off a little bit more pink, but I just thought that this would go so nicely with this look, and this makes for a beautiful face highlighter as well. Oh, I love this. I feel like having a nice inner corner shade just makes any look come together, especially if you have something as bright and fun as this. I love this. Oh, and I also didn't do a black liner today. I went with more of a, what even is this color? Like an ox blood or something? No, that's a red. I don't know what to call this, but this is from Lethal and it's in the shade Face. I don't know, I just thought it would look nice and I really like it. I feel like this look just would have been a little stark with like a big, you know, black liner on top. So I wanted something a little bit softer but still on the dark side, and I really like this. I do have some mascara smudges on this eye, which I'm kind of just waiting for my mascara to dry still. But let's go ahead and do some highlighter. I'm gonna use this brush like I was saying before. This is the number 5 brush, and I'm gonna use that same shade that I used on my inner corner as my face highlighter, and you will see just how beautiful this is. Yeah, that is really, really, really nice. I'm trying to go kind of light here because this is obviously an eyeshadow and it's quite intense, but that looks really nice. I like this. I like this look a lot. Like, this is my kind of soft. I don't even know if I could call this a soft look, but you know what I mean. Something that's more, I guess, appropriate maybe. I don't know. but I really like this and I would absolutely wear this for a date night. This would look so cute, especially with like a little black dress or something and some booties. Just grabbing my blush brush one more time and just kind of tapping over here so I don't have any harsh edges with the highlighter. So I think that's going to be it for the look. So obviously I like this palette. You guys saw me use it. It performed very, very well. I haven't used all of the shades yet. If there's a lot of requests, I can maybe do 2 more looks with this. Let me know if you want to see that. I'm not making any promises because I want to see how this video does first. And if you guys really want to see it, I can probably do it. But I do know that I have a lot of stuff like coming in, kind of trickling in soon that I need to film with as well. So I don't want to over promise on everything that comes in, but so far really like this. Maybe I can do another look on this with my on my Instagram. That's what I was trying to say. Let me know if you want to see that. Also follow me on Instagram if you aren't already. I know I don't plug my Instagram very often because I'm the worst at self-promoting, but it's just Annette's Makeup Corner if you want to go check me out on there as well. I try to post a lot, but sometimes I forget because I just forget. So anyway, that's gonna be it for me trying out these new things. Let me know if you picked any of these up because these are available already. I got my PR package a little bit late, but maybe that's a good thing anyway because now you don't have to wait if you want to buy it. So that's gonna be it for today. If you want to see something else, I will pop a video up here that I think you're going to like, and if you're new, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and I will see you in my next one. Bye.